Welcome to Barcelona, where two heavyweights, Emirates Team New Zealand and Ineos Britannia, are duking it out for sailing's holy grail. After a 5-week absence, the Kiwis took flight, blew off the cobwebs and raced to a 2-0 lead. If day one was anything to go by, the series is shaping up to be a dogfight. But, as we know, the British Bulldog is a symbol of grit and determination. Ineos Britannia are here for a scrap and they won't be pulling punches. So let's head to the start box. The British have port entry. New Zealand is on starboard. Green light for Ineos Britannia.
And across, nice.
Yeah. Pretty happy with Tiger still.
Green light for the defender. Let the battle begin.
Backing down.
Yep.
Backing down.
Actually, it's sweet still.
Yep. Coming up now.
3, 2, 1. Foot down.
2. 1.
Happy to peel.
Foot down. 2.
5. 8.
Turning. Steady jibe.
That's pretty one. Look out on
Good.
British team going into a familiar manoeuvre, Shirley.
all the way
Staying
up.
low.
Yeah, they like to tack early,
Here they come up now.
follow behind,
We're ahead of them here.
Low on our exit.
prefer to be on the prowl.
90, maybe a little lower.
It's between 7 and 10.5 knots of wind speed at the moment. British here,
Okay, we're done.
potentially got a bit on.
Foot down.
Turning all the time here.
Hey, keep on the foils. Keep on the foils.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that was close. Those intersections, almost a clash of foils there.
Nice. All good here.
Okay,
Go.
slowly
2,
support here.
1. Foot. Still on the foils.
And
This is the umpire's penalty GBR.
that's a huge moment in this race.
Go both times.
We want to be
Big arrow for the British.
That's still going ahead, so
killing.
So that is a 75-metre penalty there. Having a look at this replay, the British just not doing enough to keep clear. Shirley, really late getting that board down. Oh, and those foils
Christ.
so close to touching. Absolutely.
All the time here.
Have a look out the window here. Oh, that was very, very, very close.
Hey, here we go, lads. Oh, well.
So the British team
pressure right.
Come on.
Squared up.
having to pay a 75-metre penalty off this start line, so they will split tack start. Emirates Team New Zealand again potentially being able to line them up as Ineos the giveaway boat.
Don't be over. Yeah, good shout.
Let's get going. It's race 3 of the match. It's showtime in Barcelona.
I don't know, it's a big build here, don't want to lose it.
So the British team will immediately tack away. They still have to pay that 75-metre penalty relative to Emirates Team New Zealand.
Still in left phase on us. Okay, if they're in left phase, we have to carry on, right? Yes.
The Kiwis crossed that line doing 33 knots, so really built the speed in anticipation for that
It's still got one.
manoeuvre.
It's too fast now. It's still left phase here, guys. 25, so backing back again.
If the British don't pay this penalty within a minute, they will get a second penalty.
It's tracking right in the wind now. I'm sure they've still got it. Okay.
You see them heading down now, the British just trying to shake off those meters.
Penalty clear.
Emirates Team New Zealand right beside us here. They've just tacked, heading across now on starboard. Ineos actually handled that pretty well. It took a while to get rid of the penalty, but they're coming back from that left-hand side, and they look quite bow up. So that was a good recovery from that penalty pre-start, but how expensive is it to get a penalty so early on?
Hey, stand by. Yep.
Kiwis far enough ahead that they can really aggressively defend,
They've gone.
forcing Ineos back to the left-hand side.
Coming here on exit. Where do you think the best pressure is? Settle it in South Ascos.
I think I need 4 here, lads, at the bottom end of the 2, yeah?
This is the race committee. We are moving the leeward gate, shortening to 1.6 nautical miles.
So both boats just one more manoeuvre into this top gate.
It's about 5. Have a good look at it. Tracking left. Button out. 3, 2, 1. Foot down.
Between 8.5 and basically 9.5 knots at that top gate at the moment of wind speed.
Quite overload, sorry. They fixed the mark. They still have attack.
It's generally getting softer.
You want to take the left mark off them? Yep. We're in left phase now, but I think straight through is all good. Get back in that wind we had.
Entering the top gate for the first time on the back end of an aggressive move in the start box. The defender, Emirates Team New Zealand, lead after one leg of 6 in race 3 of the match.
36. Right on those numbers.
Ineos Britannia, though, not too far away. That's a long way to go with the wind conditions that we have, and if they're starting to drop, this truly is going to be a chess match.
All right, work it down. 200, hit it, boys.
Kiwis made gains, didn't they, the second half of that upwind leg.
Big crowds, they are growing up. Glenn, they are just growing through Barcelona.
24, 23 here, lads.
On board Ineos Britannia. Ben Ainsley steering at the moment. Dylan Fletcher, tactics and course management.
Guessing our options now is whether or not we come back early. I mean, were worried about that bottom left. All right here at the moment. Big righty. Big righty. They can't jibe here with their gas. Then I'll reload here.
Emirates Team New Zealand coming across, all the way across now. They'll jibe shortly as they line up for that bottom mark gate. But I think smart choice by Emirates Team New Zealand going with a slightly bigger jib. If they showed any sort of vulnerability yesterday, it was on this on the downwind legs. Today, it looks like they've matched. I think they've actually made a bit of a gain, but some of that is because they've sailed in pressure all the way down leg 2.
And it's a little lighter now, but would have taken a bit of depth out of the jib upwind.
2, 1, come on.
Oh, quite a big touchdown on board Ineos Britannia there. That wasn't their best jibe exiting.
A third of race number 3 done in this match for the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup, and the defender leading at the bottom gate, heading now upwind for leg number 3. It's the biggest lead of the race so far. So in pressure that's dropping across the court, what can Ineos Britannia offer up? There's still a lot of racing still to be done here on the waters of Barcelona. They complete leg number 2. Nice place to watch some racing.
Let's have a quick look at the optimum course, the options. Still bumping off the boundaries, just staying in the pressure.
Probably go reasonably soon just to give us a standby. Put down.
3, 2, 1, 8.
Get on board.
A higher average speed for the British boat. Slightly lower VMG, not much in it.
Just sailing a slightly further distance, the British, but sailing fast through the water. Beautiful tack on board both boats.
It's getting better in a sec. Just going to go slower. Yeah. That's, you're going to get pressure in your hip now. They're still holding through, they're breathing through to leeward. Obviously.
If we want to try and just keep it close to wait for an opportunity.
So the British team actually well and truly air forward there, so not getting affected.
Big lefty there. Like that. Yeah, stand by.
This is the race committee. We are moving the leeward gate, shortening to 1.4 and shifting the axis to 066.
I will.
Tough call for Ineos Britannia there. All the pressure was the way they were going, but just sitting in the dirt of the Kiwis.
Emirates Team New Zealand just minimising the separation to keep control.
Better wind in front to me. I agreed with that. 29s.
As the wind lightens, it is forecast to go to the right, and that's what's happening. That's why the boats are favouring this right-hand side of the course coming up leg 2.
On top of it.
Ineos's speed's just fine. They're matching Emirates Team New Zealand upwind, but the New Zealanders now are in phase with the GBR boat, and that makes it hard for the trailing boat to get leverage, to put themselves into position, to put pressure on the Kiwis.
2, 1, mate. No entry.
3, 2,
1, going board.
pass build.
Clear.
Happy to hang on to this windward.
Not much chat from Ben Ainsley. Dylan Fletcher doing most of the talking.
It's just coming.
He'll be frustrated with himself for that error.
Rebuild, aren't we? Bottom end of this. Oh, is there anything else we can do, lads? I think at the moment we can.
That's a sign of
Pressure coming down.
not a lot of options there for the British team after that pre-start penalty, and the deficit they had to pay early, handing control of the race immediately to Emirates Team New Zealand. So they just have to keep it tight
Into an intersection.
and try and force Emirates Team New Zealand to make an unforced error.
Big rider, yeah.
Looks good, right, I think.
It's not that windy.
Team New Zealand straight out of the playbook, match racing. Keep the cover on, keep yourself between the opposition and the top mark. Pretty simple stuff when you're in the lead. For the trailing boat, it's about trying to create leverage. The other thing I'm noticing is the New Zealand flight, they fly the boat very, very close to the water, getting a lot of end plate effect. It looks like Ineos to me, some of it is because of the higher topsides, just flies a little bit higher.
It's a great observation by Pete on the water, and the idea of the flight of these boats is to fly the hull as close as you possibly can over the water surface. That big skeg underneath just creating a tiny little vortex at the bow,
Just got to do it on our times.
which travels under the hull, creating an air curtain.
Potentially early drive, we'll see what the pressure looks like.
Back copy.
Far on the lay is good for laying a trail.
This race has a real feel of yesterday. Just control, defend beautifully, and keep them behind you. It's a jobbing well executed by the defender at this point in the race.
Actually quite steady wind in direction. Not that many options for the British team.
We are at the halfway stage of race number 3 in the match for the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup. And the defender, Emirates Team New Zealand, still in control.
Check what they do.
At the halfway point, momentum looks to have shifted in New Zealand's favour. Can the British recover from that start box mistake? Racing continues after the break. Welcome back. It's day 2 of the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup match. Ineos Britannia have paid the price for a start box penalty and spent the first half of this race in Emirates Team New Zealand's rear vision mirror. Can they stop the Kiwis going 3 up? Let's head back to the course for the continuation of race 3. Ineos Britannia. They've been hurting since the start from that boat-on-boat penalty.
Dive. Yeah, found away in 3, 2, 1, down. 1, 2, 1, header, boys. Sink. Go all the way to boundary here for gas. Trap, push up.
So the aerodynamic performance of both boats about 5 times less critical on the downwinds compared to the upwinds, with just a lot less airflow going over the hull on the downwind, but hydrodynamically extremely important. So most of the drag being picked up by the foils on both boats.
I will.
Time to go on board the chase boat for Emirates Team New Zealand. Coach Ray Davies joins us once again. Aggressive in the start box has paid off.
Yeah, it sure did. It was great to see a bit of match racing creeping in there, so really, really awesome. The guys, JJ and Sam, have been on this one for quite a while, and we've been practicing it a lot, and Ben's been asking for someone to do it for quite some time, so it was good that it was us that gave him one of those.
Ray, the distance between those foils was frighteningly close. I think the shots later on will show how close that was, but both boats doing a great job to avoid. But yeah, nice to see some great match racing and obviously matching jibs, so the right call again from the weather team.
Yeah, no, it's all going well today. It's going to get tricky though. This breeze is getting softer and softer, so we're seeing 8% of the course. 7.5s at times on the course. We'll just get another lap in and try and bank another one, but it's tricky out here.
Yeah, what are you expecting from the racetrack as this afternoon goes on?
We're just expecting it to soften off. All of the forecasts are just having this breeze easing as the day goes on, and we came out here and really, really beautiful 12 to 13 knots of breeze a couple of hours ago, and it's just been trending down, and yeah, can't really expect it getting right back up to those numbers again.
As always, thanks for your insight, Ray.
Okay. About 20 to late.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shortening to 1.3 nautical miles.
So about 10. I think it might go back, so happy to go relatively hard on it. 5. Nice.
Quite a lot of changing gears, different moding in this race. We started in 4 knots more.
2, 1, port down.
A lot of adaptability in the setups.
Yeah, both boats doing over 4 times wind speed at the moment, so extremely efficient in these light air conditions.
Straight through, aren't we? There we are. I think just trying to get mid-gate. Nice apex on one. Steady. It's the ABN. Andy, need waves. Keep it together.
Approaching the bottom gate to complete leg number 4. Emirates Team New Zealand have been in control since the start.
So, just check the phase.
The penalty that was forced upon Ineos Britannia has been a hard one. But there are no friends in this. They're friends off the water, but when on the water, they are rivals.
Yeah, left turn overgive's pretty nice. Over to right now.
All the teams only allowed to build 3 foils in total.
Carry on. What I can see. Yeah, I'd agree.
I guess there is a spare of sorts.
Really nice motor.
Having a look at the foil there on the leeward side of Emirates Team New Zealand.
Definitely keep going if they go now.
Little spray deflectors on both teams, stopping that onset flow travelling up the shaft of the foil, and if you can separate that flow, slightly lower drag. Emirates Team New Zealand flight controls needing to keep those air bombs clear of the surface for low drag.
For me, one of the differences between the boats is the ability of the New Zealand boat to accelerate after tacks. I think the boats are very evenly matched on all around the track, but every tack manoeuvre just looks to me as though Emirates Team New Zealand gets back up to target speed just a little bit quicker and easier than Ineos.
This is the race committee. We are moving the finish line, shortening the final leg to 1.2 nautical miles.
2, 1, port down. Steady.
Emirates Team New Zealand complete leg number 5 of 6. Get around this final mark, and they're on the downwind leg to home.
All the way, wheels. They've gone on that last wheels.
And if you're an Emirates Team New Zealand fan, you'd be happy with what you're seeing right now.
Pretty even on the breeze.
They love it in Kiwi Corner.
Obviously, we're not going to the soft stuff.
And just remember, we're in our sort of idea technique here.
Yep. That'll head it.
Yeah, real nice breeze here.
Nice.
I think all the way.
Ineos Britannia now coming in to complete the 5th leg.
2, 1, mate. Turning my wheel and exit.
Go back to what Dylan Fletcher said early in the piece. There wasn't much they could do.
Slow turn.
It'll hurt, this one. This one will hurt.
Yeah, a lot. A massive frustration from that error in the pre-start. We've seen it so important, isn't it, to win the start. The really tight course, not many options for passing.
Look, quite a way ahead here.
I suppose surely in one part of that whole discussion is that the aggression of the Kiwis, I suppose, may have surprised us. You're seeing it for the first time, but it'll now play into Ben's hand and we go, okay, you want to play that game? Let's wait for race number 4.
I think the 9 boat leads that Emirates Team New Zealand took out of Ineos up that second one would be. I'd put that down to tacking technique and acceleration. Now they head down to the finish, the right-hand side of the track, or the left-hand looking down the track. There's a little bit more pressure, and that's pretty well the game plan. Just protect the favoured side of the course.
Nothing obvious, St. John now.
Oh, yeah, we can take it off if you like.
I think that pre-start probably put the British on the back foot. I don't think they were quite expecting the absolute aggressiveness of the Kiwi team, and both these 75-foot boats coming at each other, bow on bow, closing speeds of around about 60 knots at that point in time.
Glenn, I mean, you sailed on this team for a long time. This is a new look, a new level of aggression for this Kiwi outfit.
Certainly sailing really, really well. Long way to go, though. And we've seen results change through previous series, so keep chipping away, do the simple things well. Keep sailing the boat at its best performance.
Just, do you want to be port or like right or offshore or inshore after this?
I prefer to be on the other, so maybe we'll just go over there. And then,
They have controlled race 3 from leg 1 through 6 on the back of an aggressive start.
Just round up, go over by the committee.
Emirates Team New Zealand will now move to a 3-0 lead in the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup match.
Up 3.
I don't want to even see me.
That's too much cold.
Nice race,
mate.
guys.
Awesome. Great start.
Flags are flying.
You guys, pretty close all day.
Pressure's on. Ineos Britannia. They were kicking themselves on the penalty. It was that moment and a controlled lead by Emirates that cost them a chance to get on the board. And they cross and finish race number 3 of the match.
Keep plugging, guys. Long way to go with this.
Lovely words there from Ben Ainsley to his troops. They'll be licking their wounds.
On board Emirates Team New Zealand and Peter Burling. Peter, aggressive start. Wow, no one saw that one coming.
Oh, we tried it yesterday and he just got past us, but it was a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest, with how close the boats got. But interesting to see how the umpires obviously ruled we were pretty clear there, so great to get a penalty and control the race from there.
Yeah, Pete, congratulations. It looked close, and we heard you say on the comms it felt like you crossed swords. How much have you been working on that? To us, that is a new look, aggressive Emirates Team New Zealand.
Oh, we've been working on little bits and pieces. We've seen, I suppose, how hard it is when you're accelerating at a starboard boat. So it was great to finally be able to execute it in a race and when it counted.
Let's go across to Ineos Britannia, have a quick chat to Ben. Ben, have you got some thoughts on the penalty in the start box?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's a tough call. It was obviously a port starboard and felt like we were keeping clear, but obviously the umpires didn't see it that way, so, you know, that's the rubber to green.
What now, Ben? How do you reset?
Oh yeah, we'll have a good look, have a chat with coaches, and yeah, we're just going to keep upbeat. We know there's a long way to go in this competition. We'll just keep pushing hard.
Still believing that you're as close when it comes to performance, because I get that feeling coming off your boat.
Well, maybe that's the Kiwi commentator in you, mate.
Ineos Britannia pays the price for stumbling out of the blocks and hands Emirates Team New Zealand a 3-0 lead. Can they end the Kiwis' winning streak? Or will New Zealand's grip on the old mug grow stronger? We know the British are a formidable opponent. We also know an early lead is no guarantee of an America's Cup win. Britannia are match-hardened and match-fit. Tomorrow is a new day, and the showdown for supremacy will continue on Barcelona's waters.